I think what bothers me the most about the whole nice day thing is that word nice. It's a weak word. Doesn't have a lot of character. Nice. Isn't he nice? He is so nice. And she's nice, too. Isn't that nice? How nice they are. I don't care for that. It's like fine. Another weak word. How are you? Fine. Bullshit. Nobody's fine. Hair is fine. How's your hair? Fine. That makes more sense to me. Some guys are great. You ever meet those guys? This is great. Isn't this great? God damn, this is great. Look, they're going to kill that guy. Isn't that great? Not me. I'm not nice, I'm not fine, I'm not great. People ask me how I am. I don't give them any superlatives, nothing to gossip about. I tell them I'm fairly decent, or relatively okay. I might say I'm moderately neato. And if I'm in a particularly jaunty mood, I'll tell them, I'm not unwell, thank you. That one always pisses them off, because they have to figure that one out for themselves. When I think of the rain dance the American Indians used to do, I often wonder if they had to practice first. Wouldn't you want to have rain dance practice just to go over things again? To make sure everyone was doing the correct steps in the correct order? Maybe there were some new guys. Maybe the dance master had some new things he wanted to try out. There are all sorts of reasons why the Indians might want to play it safe and practice first. My question is, if they did hold practice, and the rain didn't come, how would they know they had done it right? If the dance is done correctly, shouldn't it rain? Or did the Indians figure the rain god knew it was only practice and he was waiting for the real thing? Then again, if it did rain right after practice, why not just cancel the dance and figure the next time you need rain, all you have to do is practice? These are the kind of thoughts that made it necessary to separate me from the other kids in school. You don't hear much of that elevator music anymore, do you? What's going on? I'll bet there were a lot of singers with great voices who never got famous because they were too ugly to stand up and be seen in public. Why do women wear evening gowns to nightclubs? Why don't they wear nightgowns? I think many years ago an advanced civilization intervened with us genetically and gave us just enough intelligence to develop dangerous technology, but not enough intelligence to use it wisely. Then they sat back to watch the fun, kind of like a human zoo. And you know what? They're getting their money's worth. After you die, your stuff becomes your personal effects. I think people should be allowed to do anything they want. We haven't tried this for a while. Maybe this time it'll work. People ask me if I have an email address, and I say www.fuckyou.com at blowme/up-your-ass. And they seem to understand. Capitalism tries for a delicate balance. It attempts to work things out so that everyone gets just enough stuff to keep them from getting violent and trying to take other people's stuff. Baseball bats are now the preferred weapon for many drug gangs and others who have a business need to administer behavioral reminders. They're cheap, they're lethal, legal, untraceable, and hey, it's the national pastime. Dying must have survival value, or else it wouldn't be part of the biological process. Why is it that when making reference to something in the past, people often think they have to say, I hope I'm not dating myself? Listen, if you're so embarrassed by your age, there's a simple solution. Open a vein. I don't have hobbies. I have interests. Hobbies cost money. Interests are free. With all the presidential administrations we've had, I'm sure that by now, there must have been at least one secretary of something or other who, besides being in the cabinet, was also in the closet. I don't like it when I'm in an audience and the MC tells us to give someone a welcome specific to that city. Let's all get together and give this little lady a nice Toledo welcome. I've often thought if I were from Toledo, it would be fun now and then to give someone a nice Baltimore welcome, just to break the MC's balls. Or maybe slip in an exotic Budapest welcome when no one's expecting it. One thing I would never do is give someone a Dallas welcome. That's what JFK got. Dallas welcomes don't last that long. You rarely see an elderly midget. Apparently their lifespans are shorter too. You keep hearing that society's greatest tasks are educating people and getting them jobs. That's great. Two things people hate to do: go to school and go to work. You know, we busy ourselves with these meaningless gestures such as Take Our Daughters to Work Day, which applies primarily to white middle-class daughters. More help for the wrong people. Some people seem to think that if there's a problem in the country that makes them unhappy, all they have to do is stage a big march and everything will change. When are they going to learn? I don't know about you, but I really have no problem with atrocities. What's the big deal? Lighten up. Can placebos cause side effects? And if so, are the side effects real? When hundreds of people are killed in an airplane crash, I always wonder if maybe there wasn't one guy who was a little behind schedule that day, and he had to run down the last few hundred yards of the airport concourse to make the plane on time. And when he finally sat down in his seat, all out of breath, he was really glad he made it. And then an hour later, the plane goes down. What goes through his mind? Do you think maybe in those last few moments as he plunges to the earth, he wishes he'd had a heart attack running through the airport? Why do they bother with a suicide watch when someone is on death row? Keep an eye on this guy. We're going to kill him, and we don't want him to hurt himself first. I notice at Jewish weddings they break a glass. You ever been to an Irish wedding? Glasses, bottles, mirrors, tables, chairs, arms, legs, the band instruments, and the groom's neck. We don't fuck around. Mazel tov. I recently attended an avant-garde play. It was called An Anteater, a Tire Iron, and a Blue Hat by Zal Fenchley. Here's what it said in the program. Act 1, Scene 1. Laura's living room several weeks later. Scene 2. Easter, aboard a Turkish woman's thigh. Scene 3. Deep within the colon of a woolly mammoth, 16,376 B.C. Scene 4. Inside a sailor's shorts during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Act 2, Scene 1. On a French sidewalk, 6 feet from some escargot vomit. Scene 2. Inside a condom in Haifa, Jewish New Year. Scene 3. At your aunt's house. Soon. Act 3, Scene 1. In a Shriner's hat band, following oral sex. Scene 2. Down where Arturo used to live, not that long ago. Act 4, Scene 1. John Lennon sings 2 songs. Not tonight. I love my dog. I love all my dogs. Every dog I ever had, I still love 'em. And in my life, believe me, I have had me a bunch of goddamn dogs. 'Cause you keep on getting a new one, don't you? It's true. As life goes on, you keep getting one new dog after another. That's the whole secret of life. Life is a series of dogs. Sometimes you can get a dog that looks exactly like the one you had before. It's true. If you shop around a little, you can find a dog identical to your former dog. You just bring the dead one into the pet shop, throw him up on the counter and say, "Give me another one of these." And by God, they'll give you a carbon copy of your ex-goddamn dog. And that's real handy, 'cause then you don't have to go around the house changing all the pictures. That's the nice thing about dogs. They don't live too long, and you can go and get a new one. Most people know the best-sized dog to have is a knee-high, mid-sized dog. It's the ideal pet because whenever some nice lady comes to visit you, the first thing that dog does is put his nose right in her crotch. "Hi, Mrs. Effington." "Hi, Stuart, how's the—" "Ooh, what a friendly dog. Ooh, I'll bet he smells my dog." "I'm not sure, Mrs. Effington. Judging by where he's putting his nose, I'd say he's got a completely different animal in mind.